a traveler destination. Australia has a tremendous amount of adventure to offer, and you can have your lifetime travel in Australia. However, besides deciding on which places to visit and how to visit, there are certain things on which you need to focus on before leaving. Even before you book a flight to Australia, you must do a little research in order to deal with some out-of-the-way Australian aspects. Here's a list of top 7 things you need to consider before traveling to Australia. Number 7. Internet usage. For those of you who are depending on their smartphones and tablets for seeking locations and weather information, internet in Australia is slow and expensive. Wi-Fi would only be available in hostels or cafes, but still the connection is not what you would expect it to be. However, your sole saviors is McDonald's, where they have free Wi-Fi, so if you are desperate, hit the McDonald's. The best way to stay connected is to unlock your mobile phone before you leave for Australia and buy a local SIM card. But it will add an extra $30 to $50 bill to your budget depending upon the amount of data you would use. Number 6. Drink local. I already mentioned above, you cannot carry a lot of drinks along, so prefer drinking local. Australia has a ton of local brands and number of breweries that are worth trying. And please don't be American enough to ask for a pint of Foster's. For trying some of the best, go for XXXX Gold, Cooper's, Hahn and James Squire. Cider is also quite popular all over Australia. Number 5. Mind the sun. Spending too much time in the Australian sun would rather be a bad idea. I am not trying to ruin your beach time, but really the sun in Australia is too strong. Don't forget to bring along a lot of sunblocks, and here your wish to get tan may be fulfilled a lot faster than back at home. Sun here has much stronger effects on you than in your own country because of some environmental reasons. Number 4. Surprising weather. Summer in Australia is not always lovely like it is in America and Europe. It is quite hot in here. Some parts are rained over heavily, while some other parts remain dry. So, not to get surprised by the Australian weather, try to visit in shoulder season, which is October or November and April or May. At the same time, Australia is not hot all year around. The temperature in northern Australia, which is fairly warm all year round, drops down to -5 degrees or lower in winters. So, plan accordingly. Number 3. Expenses. Australia is an expensive country. $100 per day expense is minimum for food, travel and accommodation. Transportation in Australia will rip off your pockets, so if you are planning to have a road trip around Australia, buy a new or used car online. Australia has a number of websites that offer a lot cheaper rides around Australia under your budget. For accommodation, try hostels. They are cheap and not as gross as you may think. If you are traveling with a family, you could take a private room. It will still be cheaper than a hotel room. In case you are an adventure freak, go for camping. Cooking your own food is a lot more affordable than eating out. Eating out every meal would spoil your whole budget. Number 2. Visas. This is something you need to plan in advance. You are not allowed in Australia without passport. You can apply for a range of visas: tourist visa, working holiday visa at your local Australian consulate. Visas always delay your vacation time, so do it quite ahead of leaving time. Number 1. Flights. Choose your flight according to the budget. Some of the budget airlines are Tiger Airways and Jetstar. One-way flights in Australia are not more expensive when compared to return flights, so you could book one go at a time. For traveling from one city to another, you can apply for bus passes available in Australia. But, if you want to keep it a private affair, you could rent or buy a new or used car online in Australia.